I ask that we please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for the national anthem. Thank you. You may now be seated.
Good evening. My name is Matthew Sullivan, and I'm the principal of Monson High School. And it is my privilege to welcome you to the graduation ceremony for the Monson High School class of 2022. We would like to welcome several special guests who are here with us tonight, including School Committee Chairwoman Ms. Colleen Flynn, Mrs. Allison Morgan, Mrs. Catherine Peterson, Mr. Jackie Watts, Ms. Emily Graves Harrison, as well as Fire Chief Brian Harris, and members of our administrative team. "80 years ago, in towns like this spread across our country, young men and women no different from yourselves, donned in caps and gowns, sat patiently to receive their high school diplomas. You share more than that with these long-ago graduates. Like you, they had to overcome external events that impacted their lives and their communities. You lived through COVID, they lived through the Great Depression. Like you, they were entering into an uncertain world. They saw the clouds of war gathering in Europe and the Pacific, and you need no reminder of the myriad and inescapable challenges we face together. Like you, they had dreams and hopes for the future. Those graduates who sat where you are sitting tonight would go on to be known as the greatest generation, a title that they earned not because of some preordained gift or prediction of future glory, but because repeatedly they met the moment. Time and again, in every place, they did what needed to be done, be it the beaches of Normandy or the factories of Detroit, in classrooms or hospitals, in laboratories or nurseries, in offices or on farms, home and abroad. The greatest generation met their moment. Now it is time to ask, are you ready to meet your moment? Are you ready to become the next greatest generation? Are you ready to take on the innumerable issues facing us today? Are you ready to roll up your sleeves and get about the incredibly difficult but necessary business of change? Are you ready to meet your moment? As someone who has watched you all year, as someone who has been fortunate enough to have a front row seat to what you have already accomplished, I can say, resoundingly, the answer is yes. This is your time, and tonight I challenge you to be two things, to be unifiers and to be great. It is no secret that this unity is crippling our nation. It is trite and superficial to say that we need to simply try to get along with each other. It is a cliche to say that we need to find common ground. It is unrealistic and arrogant to think that we will simply convert people to our way of thinking. We don't need slogans, memes, or bumper stickers. What we need is for us to remember and acknowledge our collective humanity. Being a unifier does not mean being a pushover. It does not mean being willing to compromise your most cherished beliefs. What it does mean is that you seek to hear each other, learn from each other, and not instinctively or reflexively make a person who you disagree with an enemy. It means recognizing that we might choose to employ different means, but we often share a common goal. Being a unifier means believing that two separate things can be true at the same time. You can believe in freedom while also believing in responsibility. You can advocate for free expression while also believing in dignity and decency. You can be hard-nosed while also being compassionate. Be a unifier. Cherish our common humanity. Don't feed the petty and pointless bickering that divides us. Work toward solutions rather than having the hottest take. And most of all, be brave. Being a unifier is hard. It is hard to recognize the fellowship you share with individuals you disagree with. It is much easier to be seduced by anger and hatred. It is easy to hate. It is hard to love. Will you do the hard thing? Will you meet your moment? You'll need to be brave. You'll need to show courage, and I know that you will. The other thing I challenge you to be, quite simply, is great. In addition to defeating evil in World War II, those graduates from 8 decades ago built the modern world, earning their distinction of the greatest generation through their actions. They defeated Nazism and saved the world. They put a man on the moon and invented rock and roll. They integrated the big leagues and expanded civil rights. They weren't flawless, but in the final accounting, they were indispensable. They were great. And we need you, the next greatest generation, to be nothing short of great as well. Whether it is confronting injustice at home or abroad, harnessing the incredible power of technology to improve life, curing diseases, preserving our natural world, whatever it is that you choose to do, however you choose to do it, we need you, all of us need you, to be great. Will you meet the moment? Will you be great? I sleep soundly at night during these turbulent times, knowing that the next rising generation is on its way. It has been nothing short of an honor to serve as your principal during their final year at Monson High School, and I know that you guys are going to change the world. Regardless of where you are going, that place will be lucky to have you, and it'll be better off because of you. We need unifiers. We need greatness. We need solvers of problems and builders of dreams. Simply put, we need you. Congratulations on tonight. At this time, I would like to recognize Logan Fontaine, who will offer his salutatory address. Ms. Zarnecki will hang his salutatory medal around Logan as he approaches the podium.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Logan Fontaine, and I'm a member of the class of 2022. I would like to thank the school committee chair, Colleen Flynn, school committee members Jackie Watts, Catherine Peterson, Emily Graves Harrison, and Allison Morgan, Superintendent Dr. Cheryl Clark, Principal Matthew Sullivan, Vice Principal Kate Sarnicki, and all of the teachers, family, friends, and other guests for being here tonight on such a defining moment of our lives. When I began to think about what I would want to say today, I was overwhelmed with how I could possibly fit the last 13 years of our lives into just 5 minutes. There are simply just too many memories throughout our school experiences to recount in one night, so I'll just stick to a few. My oldest memory from school is the summer kickoff for first grade. I can still actually remember sitting around in the old playground from Corey Hill, eating popsicles with many of the students you see here today. None of us could have imagined what journey we would take over the next decade and some. Some of us have left, others have come back in the years since that moment, and others have left only just to return anyways. The important thing to remember is the bond that we've all shared. There's nothing in your life quite like school. Sharing such a tight environment throughout your development from toddler to young adult is quite nothing like you'll ever experience again. I can even remember coming back to school after the tornado in 2011. We were all just in first grade back then, and we could barely even comprehend what had happened. In spite of all the struggles, the community came together and rebuilt the town. There were former Monson graduates from all over the country who came back to help out with the cleanup. Monson's probably the only town where you could make one phone call in the days after a disaster and there would be a dozen people at your doorstep with chainsaws ready to clean up trees that had fallen over your yard, asking for nothing in return. The efforts in the years since the tornado are a testament to the community this school has been able to cultivate in this town. Now as we move on in college, careers, and all sorts of other opportunities, we are taking the first steps outside of that bubble. While for many of you it can be exciting to rush out to bigger and better things, you must always remember the bond that you have shared with your classmates, your teachers, and the school community as a whole. We must remember that our classmates will always be here for us, and when times get tough, our experiences in school will have proven that we're capable of accomplishing anything. Many of us will move far away and perhaps never return to this town again. While we may physically be far away from Monson, we must never forget that we always have a family in this group of students which will be cheering us on for the rest of our lives. I challenge all of you to keep an ear out for what is going on in town and stay in touch with as many classmates as possible. If you live far away and cannot return, bring a little bit of the humility, respect, and kindness which this town has given to us to your new home. We should strive to return the favor our community and classmates have given to us along the way. I'd like to finish this off by thanking all of the teachers, administrators, custodians, bus drivers, lunch aides, and everyone else in the school system for everything that they've done for us over the past few years. They've guided us safely through a pandemic and have embraced every challenge that has come with a smile on their faces. Many of the teachers have had to completely change their teaching styles throughout these couple years and learn new computer programs to give us quality education. I can certainly remember in several instances over the past couple of years having to help Mr. Roebuck and Mr. Vossen learn how to use Google Classroom and smartboards and everything. And I've only gained respect for them through seeing all the effort for that. So the efforts of these educators over the past couple of years really cannot be overstated. So I'd just like to say congratulations to class of 2022. At this moment, I think I got to call up Alana Ellis to stage.
Sorry guys, I'm really short. Okay, good evening, the chair of the school committee, Colleen Flynn, committee members Emily Graves Harrison, Allison Morgan, Kate Peterson, and Jackie Watts, superintendent Dr. Cheryl Clark, principal Mr. Matthew Sullivan, vice principal Miss Katie Sarnicki, family, friends, teachers, and of course my fellow graduates. Thank you for joining us today for this momentous occasion. For those who don't know me, my name is Alana Ellis, and I'm the valedictorian of the Monson High School class of 2022. Thank you. Wow, what a ride it's been. I can feel a wave of emotions emanating from everyone here. Anxiety, pride, sadness, relief, but most of all, joy. These emotions represent all that we've been through to get to this point. The ups and downs of life we've had to conquer just to be up here on this stage today. All our lives, we've been asked, what do you want to be when you grow up? And we'd respond with doctor, teacher, or astronaut. But here we are today, at that turning point in our lives where we must decide what we want to do, and many of us still have no clue. It was so easy to pretend like we had our lives all figured out at 5 years old, but now we've grown up and realized the world is much bigger than high school. But that doesn't make our experiences here any less significant. Whether you joined this journey in the very beginning or you hopped on this year, together we faced the collective joy, stress, and strength that comes with being a student at Monson High School. We've persevered through the COVID-19 pandemic and online school and still managed to have a great time at both of our proms. We've all changed so much over the years, learning from each other and growing into better people. I see so much potential in this class. I'm proud to say I can see every single one of you going so far in life. And it's not only me who sees that. Every person in this crowd who has supported us, loved us, and pushed us sees it too. So the next time someone asks you, what do you want to be when you grow up? I urge you to reply with, I want to be better. For it is only when we push ourselves to be the best we can that we create change in the world. Thank you again for joining us here today, and congratulations to the Monson High School class of 2022.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Cheryl Clark, the very fortunate superintendent of the Monson Public Schools. It is a true privilege to be here tonight, and I congratulate all of our graduates and all of their families and friends. You have put in so much work and dedication over the last 13 years, and I am so proud of each and every one of you. You have heard from your principal, Mr. Sullivan, and from Alana and Logan, and they've already shared some wonderful wisdom, so I will be brief. To say that this is a challenging time in our world is a gross understatement. The past 2 years, up to this moment, have been fraught with unrest, loss, and uncertainty. I certainly do not intend to review everything that has occurred. You all know. But one theme I hear over and over very often is something like, young people are resilient, they'll be fine, they'll change the world, they'll make a difference. And I have no doubt that you will, but I want to talk for just a minute about what resilience means. According to Merriam-Webster, resilience is the capacity to recover quickly from difficulties. It's a toughness. It's the ability of a substance to bounce back right into shape. Do you feel tough all the time? Do you feel like you've recovered quickly? Have you sprung back into shape? I know I struggle with that sometimes. If you are wavering too, I understand. Resilience is what keeps us going when motivation fails, but it's easier said than done. The Mayo Clinic and others offer ways to become more resilient, and I'd just like to share them with you. First, get connected. Building strong, positive relationships with friends and family can provide you with the support you need. Many of you have had friendships throughout all of your school years in Monson. That is truly a gift, that you all know each other really, really well. Don't let that go. And you have family and friends, look at them all out there tonight, who couldn't be proud of you, more proud of you. That is a very special gift. Second, make every day meaningful. What does that mean? Well, do something you love, something that gives you purpose. Perform an act of kindness or give someone a hug. Tell someone that you love them. Third, learn from experience. How have you coped with struggles or obstacles in the past? Make note of that and let them guide your future behavior. Fourth, remain hopeful. This is so important. We can't change the past, but looking towards the future with a positive outlook makes it easier to adapt. We can't give up hope. Fifth, take care of yourself. I can't stress this enough. Do what you love. Sleep when you're tired. Eat healthy. Exercise. Laugh with your friends and family. And finally, be proactive. If you're not feeling quite right, don't ignore it. Make a plan, seek help, and things will improve. All of this will not take shape overnight. It takes time. And you have time. Yes, the world can be a very scary place, but as Helen Keller said, although the world is full of suffering, it is also full of the overcoming of it. And that's what you're doing right now. Maybe you don't feel up to changing the world right now. You don't have to. Be good to yourself. Appreciate the small moments. We will wait. You know, there are times over the last 2 years where I struggled with being resilient, with being strong. But I kept some of these principles in my head and in my heart. And I'm sure you don't know this, but you, your brothers, your sisters, the students at Corey Hill and Granite Valley were my anchor. You kept me going. Coming to work every day then and now is meaningful and important because of you. You have all provided me with a work life that I never could have dreamed possible. And I wish that for you. You have made a difference already with me in my life. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I wish for you a life filled with joy and learning and love. Thank you. Mr. Sullivan, I attest that the members of the class of 2022 have met all of the local and state requirements for a Monson High School diploma. I now present them to you for your graduation and authorize you to proceed with the conferring of diplomas. Yay! Benjamin James Girard. Christian J. Biadish. Christopher James Beaulieu. Claudia Josephine Arceo. Jason Michael Angelica. Vincent James Allard. Sophia Taylor Villamaino. Hamilton Gray Stringfellow Thorpe. Miranda Lee Sandoval. Tyler Jean Lloyd. Abbey Sue Goncalves. John E. Daly III. Adrianna R. Carabetta. Natalie Simone Bruno. Sydney Eva Layton. Alexis Veronica Barnes. Rylee Ann Bonneau. Scott Stanley Custra. Mason Anthony Dumas. Logan Fontaine. Alana Danielle Ellis. Kyle Scott McCrae. Julia Kay Martinson. Noah Christopher Martinson. Carlos Silva Cruz Marrero. Thomas J. McPhail. Aiden John Lynch. Corinne E. Lowe. Emily E. LaBelle. Matthew R. Laverty. Dante R. Jones. Richard J. Ingracia. Tristan James Hensley. Martin Finnegan. Carly Elizabeth Esposito. Jean E. Dice. Nicholas Anthony DeSanti. Cameron R. Daniels. Nicholas Joseph Kucher. Evelyn Rose Kassler. Madison Marie Brault. Damian M. Bibbo. Lila Rose Zwisler. Jack Christian Young. Trey D. Yesu. Paige Kaylin Williams. Aliona Victor Vlasenko. Brandon Keith Valley. Nicholas Aiden Tirabashi. Sophie Veronica Rondo. Jacob Robert Rock. Nikolai Bradford Robbins. Jacob Roy Provost. Jared Adrian Portillo Zeladon. Daisy May Payne. Natalia Marie Pafumi. Sarah Elizabeth O'Connor. Avery Love Nissenbaum. Xavier Nava. Jaden Christopher Nava. Alexander Joaquin Nava. Caleb T. Metcalf. Cory A. Mendez. Margaret E. Menard. And Lauren Marie Harris and Lauren Francis Witham. I'd now like to introduce Mason Dumas, class president.
Chairperson Flynn, Superintendent Clark, Principal Sullivan, Vice Principal Zarnicki, faculty, family, and friends. I stand before you today with a bittersweet feeling. Sweet because I'm excited for the future and all it may hold. Bitter as we are about to surpass the first chapter in our lives and leave a school in which we have all grown to love. On behalf of the entire student body, I would like to begin by thanking everyone who contributed to our overwhelming success in our last 4 years at Monson High School. We are about to officially finish some of the easiest years of our lives and embark on a journey of a lifetime, literally. We began this journey as wide-eyed freshmen without a clue of what the high school experience may entail. I remember my first day at Monson High School, frightened that I wouldn't be able to navigate throughout the school of 300 kids. It turns out I could, in fact, navigate my way through the 3 hallways at Monson High School. As freshmen, we were the bottom of the school and subject to many new learning experiences. However, we took solace in the fact that we were all in it together and experiencing new things together every day. We were all faced with new responsibilities that we were not accustomed to, such as new roles in sports, student government, extracurricular activities, and homework for Senora Webster. However, as we look back on those days, they feel like ancient history, and we fear that we did not appreciate those moments enough, and we're too busy wishing to be seniors or wishing we would just graduate already. The truth is, senior year is not all it's made out to be, and it's actually kind of stressful. Although freshman year was tough, we persevered and continued on as sophomores. Our sophomore year was truly like no other. During the end of our sophomore year, we entered a time of unprecedented uncertainty, as our year was cut short due to the global pandemic. During this time, it would take resilience and perseverance like no other, as we adapted to online learning and found a new way to get through the school year, like keeping in touch with each other through the occasional grade-wide Zoom call. I mention these details not to bring a somber tone to this speech, but to prove that our successes and accomplishments are a testament to our resolve and commitment to excellence. The resilience displayed by the class of 2022 is something that I take pride in being a part of. It is with hard work from our teachers, administrative faculty, school committee, and state government that we were able to enjoy the last year and a half with some sense of normalcy. It is with this hard work and dedication from our teachers that we were able to enjoy the later part of our junior year. Within this year, our advisors stepped up and showed us what true leadership looks like, as they paved the way for us to plan senior events and fundraisers, despite being behind difficult state restrictions. Senior year was full of new discoveries and a new set of responsibilities that we all had to face together. We all discovered things like senioritis, tardiness, and taking way too much time in the bathroom. But in these newfound discoveries also came a newfound sense of maturity and appreciation. It is with great honor that I can say I developed some of the key life skills fundamental to living, learning, and working in the global community at Monson High School. However, John F. Kennedy once said, "As we express our gratitude, we must never forget that the highest appreciation is not to utter words, but to live by them." For this, I ask my fellow students to show their gratitude not by uttering their true sincerity, but to live by the foundational principles we have developed at Monson High School, and to carry these principles throughout your lives wherever you may be. If I had to offer one piece of advice to the graduating class of 2022, it would be never become complacent, never settle, and continue to reach for your dreams. I would like to thank all my fellow graduates for their unwavering resilience over the last 4 years, and I wish you all the best wherever the future takes you. Thank you.